If there's one thing we've learned about business and life, it's that people are the X factor. They constantly surprise us, both in amazing ways and not so much. We're Ben and Syya, and welcome to the Gnaw on This Business Bites podcast. This show is all about real life things we all deal with every day, how they relate to business, and how to make some sense out of our daily chaos. Welcome to the show. And welcome back to another episode of Gnaw on This Business Bites. I'm Ben, and this is Syya. Who's heard the expression analysis paralysis? We all have had it in one period of our time where we sit there and we analyze, we overanalyze, we clutch our pearls, we rub our hands, we do whatever we need to do, but we don't do anything. We just sit there and talk and analyze and reanalyze and go out and try to get more information and not. And the problem is, sooner or later, if all you do is analyze and you don't actually take that first step, you just get stuck in analysis paralysis and nothing happens. And we need to sit there and simplify to amplify results. There is way too much data in the world. There's so much irrelevant data. And it may not be irrelevant data, but it may be irrelevant to us. And the trick is, as individuals, as businesses, as organizations, as governments, to be able to sit there and say, what's relevant, what's superfluous, what's going to help us to reach our goals, and what is just minutia that's getting in our way. So Syya, let's gnaw on this.
Okay, everybody, raise your hand. Everyone in the chat, do it as a applause. Do the applause. Hit the applause
Applause
emoji.
is good.
Okay, hit the applause emoji. If you've ever walked into the grocery store and in the cereal aisle, you turn up and down and look at the aisle, and there is a billion options for cereal out there. Or if you're fancy like me, walk in to the wine section and you're like, why do I need 2 rows of Chardonnay? I just want a white wine, right? So I think it's interesting about analysis paralysis is, I personally like to have a lot of data. I'm a data type person when I'm in work mode, right? So if I have to make a big decision, I want all the analytics as possible. I remember buying a car, and I created a spreadsheet of the seated height, from seat to the top of the car. Because my boyfriend's 6'5". But I also wanted to see what the back seat seating looked like, and for me, I just wanted a massager in my chair, okay? Sorry. And a warmer in my chair, okay?
Yeah.
So I did a lot of analytics around that. But I also knew, because we were doing that, it took us 2 years to buy a car. 2 years. We literally were and we were never satisfied. Even when we bought the car, we weren't satisfied. We're and it's almost like a FOMO kind of situation. And it's too much. At that point, you've overloaded yourself. Analysis paralysis.
Yep.
It is almost like when I have dealt it with some customers that are like, hey, we want to put together a platform that we're going to release this software for our clients, which would be their marketing department, for example, or whatever. Yeah. And they want to do this latest and greatest whatever. New customer CRM, right? Well, there's tons of CRMs out there, but
enormous amount of CRMs out there.
How do we find the right ones where it's going to be everlasting, where the infrastructure is going to be solid? It's going to last 10 years. So yeah, we might drop $5 million, but it's going to last for 10 years, right? And then nothing happens. Right. How many requests for proposals, RFPs, everyone raise your hand. And again, I'm a salesperson, so I'm always going to bring it back in this language. How many RFPs have we answered and the client ended up doing nothing? They just collected a bunch of information. They're like, oh, thanks for wasting hours of everyone's work time and work day for us to decide, yeah, we're not ready for it for the 10 years. And you're like, So, anyway, I have very strong feelings, as you can tell, about analysis paralysis. But on my personal life, Ben, I'm the opposite. I'm going to go with my best educated guess in this moment in time. So I am also known as a person that will jump off a cliff and build my parachute as I go. And knock on wood, I've landed on my feet thus so far. So
So far, so good.
unfortunately, I have landed on my feet. I might have been like on my butt feet, but like jumping like this, but I still landed and I'm alive. And that could also be a danger as well. So I wonder for those that suffer analysis paralysis, and then you guys in the audience, you tell us. And Ben, I'm asking you this
Yeah.
directly. Do you tend to lean towards more data analytics before you make your decisions, or are you the kind that will jump off a cliff and bounce on your butt every now and then?
See, for me, if it's me personally, if it's my company, if it's something that affects me, in my life, I'm the kind of person that sits there and goes, does it make sense? Am I going to make money doing this? Is it going to fit my needs for the time being? And is it going to fit my needs for the next X amount of time? The answer is yes. Perfect example. I needed a new car. I loved my car, had a wonderful, I used to have a Mazda MX-6. Thing was great. It quartered on rails. It was fast, it was efficient, it was a great car. But the problem is, every time I threw out my back, I couldn't get in and out of this thing. So I
Oh,
went,
too
all right,
low. Yeah.
I need to buy an SUV. I'm 6'2". So I said, all right, I need to buy a six. So I drove my car onto a lot and I saw this Ford Edge and it was used. And I went, oh, that's kind of nice. I like the look of that. Sat in it, drove it around the block, and drove away with it that afternoon.
Well, see, that's awesome. Yeah.
And my attitude was it was in my price range. It had most of the features I was looking for. It was comfortable. I liked how I felt driving this thing. And I'm the kind of person that buys a used car, drives it forever, and when it's gone, it's gone. Like when all of a sudden the tranny drops out of it, I worry about buying a new one. This car I bought in 2012, I'm still driving it today. So
Yeah.
14 years later, I'm still driving it.
Yeah.
And it gets me from A to B. It's got some scratches on it. It's got a bump, one small bump in the rear, but it does everything I need it to do. I can put stuff in the trunk and I can haul it from A to B, and I can haul people and I can get all my golf clubs in there. That's all I care about. But think about buying a brand new drill. If I'm buying myself new cordless, tools, I worry about it forever. I sit there and go, okay, do I buy Makita or do I buy Ryobi? Do I buy this or do I buy that? And I look, do I want 18 volt or do I want 24 volt? And I think and I think and I think and I think and I don't buy anything because I sit there going, okay, the old drills I have are just fine. And sooner or later, the old drill that I have is going to die, and I'll end up going out and buying whatever is the best that I can afford at that point in
At that
time.
point in time.
But that's how I operate when it comes to me. But when I'm dealing with my customers, I rely on what's their sense and sensibility. How much hay in the barn do they want to know? Some customers need 75-page PowerPoint presentations. They need backup upon backup upon backup upon analysis upon this and that and the other thing. Fine. Are you willing to pay for it?
Hmm.
If you're willing to pay for it, I am more than happy to provide it. If you tell me you need to make a decision because it's costing me $50 million by not making a decision, okay, let's get you as much information you need to be able to make a decision and let's go. My thing is understanding what's important to the customer. Some of them, you're right, they're not going to move until they've looked at every number on the spreadsheet. And they manipulated it 17 ways to Tuesday. But other customers look at it and say, you know what? let's give it a shot. Let's you know what? Let's build a prototype for this. Let's do a test. Let's put 25,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 towards this. Let's test it in the market. Let's see how it goes. If it goes, great. If it doesn't go, okay, we'll figure out why not, modify it and keep going. And I've got both sets of customers.
Yeah.
And it's got to be what's important to them, not what's important to me. And understanding what are the things that motivate them, what are the things that scare them, what are the things that drive them. And a lot of things is I don't want to get fired. I don't want to look stupid in front of my boss. I don't want to be the one who made the wrong decision.
You
You know,
literally
so
nailed exactly what I was thinking is a
so
lot of
it's
times that's it.
it's a matter if you understand that,
Mm-hmm.
you can build systems and processes and analysis that are going to give different levels of people their comfort level.
Yep.
But it's also coaching them along the way, saying, look, we've spent 9 months analyzing this.
Mm-hmm.
We could spend another 9 months analyzing this, but sooner or later, if you don't make a decision, your competitor is going to beat you to the market.
100%.
What do you want to do?
100%. You know, I wonder. There's collecting information because, you want to collect information because you're curious about it. And I think companies absolutely, that's what your vendors are for. You should lean on them to be like, "Hey, this is what we're thinking. We're not telling you by any stretch we're ready for it." Just be clear that you're not ready for it, right? Because there are
Mm-hmm.
times when they just like, "Ooh, maybe we'll bait them. We'll get all the information," as opposed to, "Hey, we're an early set ideas. What information do you have to help us to get started
Yeah.
on research?" I think that's fair. I think why wouldn't you want to rely on your trusted partners, your vendors, so you don't have to, go to like some chat, LLM or whatever to learn about a topic when it could be done by your trusted advisor people,
Yeah.
right? Because heaven knows they're already going to those sites anyway to like summarize on your behalf. So like don't waste the time on that.
And be
So
willing to pay them something for their efforts.
yes.
Just come up to them and say, listen, we're 2 years away from making a decision. My boss is tasked me to sit there and say, hey, can this be done? Whether that their thing, it says, okay, what kind of budget do you have to work with this? Well, he's given me $10,000. Okay. Now I know how much time and how much effort as a vendor to be able to spend. It says, I have no budget for this. Okay, no problem. Now you can sit there and say, I can give you and this information.
Yeah. You know what I'll send him? I'll send him a "let me Google that for you" link.
A link
This
to
is
the homepage of Google.
this is why I can't be hired anymore because that would be my sense of humor. Although that
Yeah.
would actually make me hireable because that is my sense of humor. But no, but 100%. I think that you know, if we lost track of what the hell I was about to say, I got so excited and I got fired and rehired in my head just now. What the hell were we just talking about here?
We
Bring
were
me back.
talking about the fact that paying our vendors for their expertise and to be able to utilize them as partners instead of just somebody to siphon information off of
Oh yeah, yeah,
is a
yeah.
good thing.
Yes, 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 yes. And this all wraps up into the analysis paralysis thing
Hmm.
of it all, which is, again, at some point, you made a decision to do something. You committed yourself to buy a house, to get married, to have babies, to whatever, right? For those that suffer from the analysis paralysis mentality of things, and or as I like to say jokingly, whatever happened in your life that hurt you, that you have to make these decisions like way over above and beyond,
Hmm.
recognize you did get burnt at some point, right? Because you
Yep.
didn't do enough analytics and appreciate that. I do think though that if you want to remain nimble, if you want to remain competitive, you're going to have to find that line, that balance between I need to know what the industry information is, and then also when I'm going to create my own industry path,
Yes.
if that makes sense. So
Absolutely.
I'm trying to bring it back to that because analysis paralysis and the idea of doing so much research that you end up doing nothing sometimes can be a good thing.
Yeah.
And other times, understand you might put your business in jeopardy from an innovation perspective. Audience, what is your comfort level? I would love to know this on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being jump off the bridge, let's go, and 5 being like, nope, we're staying put. I'm curious to see where people's brains, where you would rank, where you are in your business or where you're at in life. Either way, I'm curious.
Yeah. And I want to see team replay instead as well as team live.
For
Like
sure, team
people
replay.
that are watching this, 5 years later, or 2 years later, or 6 hours later, put your comments in there as well, because guess what? We read them and we do respond to them.
And
So
we talk about it amongst
we
ourselves too. I'm
we
kidding.
do,
We
we
don't
do.
talk about you. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Okay.
So let's wrap this up. I believe that we all need information to make decisions. I think we need better information to make decisions. I think we need more relevant information to make decisions. And we need to have a clear understanding of what we're trying to achieve as we're analyzing information. So make sure that when you're looking at data, that you're looking at the right data and not just data that is designed to confuse you, frustrate you, and put you in that position of analysis paralysis.
True that. True that. Before we end everything, can I say one last
Yes,
thing?
of course you can.
Friends, hi, this is Syya. If you watch us on LinkedIn, we appreciate you. But you know what? If you missed us live, you know where you can go? You can go to YouTube. And you can find us at Ben and Syya and on this. I think it's Syya, Ben and, I gotta look it up. Anyway, go to YouTube. You'll see the link. And kindly like and subscribe. It helps the channel.
We appreciate you.
I'm sorry, that was my plug.
So I'm going to leave it there. I'm Ben,
This is Syya giving you hearts.
and we'll see you soon.
Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for listening to another episode of Not on This Business Bites. If you liked what you heard, we most humbly ask that you like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to communicate more effectively within your organization, contact Ben at yourbrandmarketing.com or me at brilliantbeammedia.com. We can help you build your community, brand awareness, and personality through digital content and podcasting. We cannot wait to hear from you. So see you next week for another episode of Not on This Business Bites.